Okay, so Ryota is going to be the first athlete out.
Did bump 1 kilo here to 98. Just under that 100 kilo mark.
No, Juliana told us that she snatched 110 kilos off blocks in the build-up to this competition. Very good lift off the blocks. Jerked as much as 151 kilos as well. It'll be interesting to see what she's able to do from the floor. 98 kilos will now be her opener.
Oh, very comfortable, strong opening lift for her. She'll probably jump over that 100 kilo mark. Could bring out Taipei. We'll see though, that could change as well.
Automatic increase, Juliana Riotto, United States. 10, prepare to follow.
Por incremento automático, sube el peso de la palanqueta 99 kilogramos y el llamado es para la misma deportista
Jen in the back. He had to withdraw from his session earlier.
Tiene 2 minutos.
He's helping out his teammate.
So presumably, Tianqiasin from Taipei will be up next.
And a change.
She wants 100 kilos. It's her up next. We'll see if she takes that out or whether she also bumps up. We saw more changes before a lift was taken in the last session than we've maybe ever seen, certainly on a session that we've commentated on. Maybe 11, 12 changes in the back room prior to the women's clean and jerks in the 81 kilo session a couple of hours ago.
Yeah, everyone was moving up, trying to make sure they were not the low man on the totem pole, so to speak.
Okay, here's Tianqiasin. Now, Team Taipei, well, all except for their top athlete, Kuo Seung-chun, trained and peaked very well for the Asian Championships in October. So it'll be interesting to see if they've been able to either maintain that peak, run a short peak, or just what shape they're going to be in. It's not been long, 7 weeks since they last competed.
Very nice snatch opener for her as well. Shakes out the hand. Looks like she's got some tape around her.
Yeah.
And possibly a torn callus there.
Which we joked about not being a career-ending injury, but it was enough to force Sarah Ahmed yesterday to not take her third attempt.
Yep.
I imagine if she didn't have quite the lead that she had after the second, she would have forced herself to go out and take it. But in the end, the torn callus turned out to be a bit too much for her. She might be in the back room as well today with her teammate, Samir Hussain.
Ryoto's asked for 101 here. She's going to take this. She's coming out of the tunnel.
Yeah, seems likely. 98, 101, maybe 104 if we're lucky. Her personal best is 105 from Uzbekistan. For those of you who missed it, we were told by Juliana that she got in a car accident less than a month ago, was knocked out, and woke up in an ambulance on her way to the hospital. So to even be here is quite impressive. Wow.
Yep, another good lift. That one looked like it looped a little bit further than the first. She had to stabilize and balance.
Movimiento válido. 102 kilograms on the bar, please. Representing Egypt, the first attempt, Samar Habashi.
Yep. Solid lift though. She's got room for more. She can straighten out the top of that pull a little bit. So Hussain now for 102. Let's see if that sticks as well. Samara's the lifter. Nope, it's changed now to Ryota, 102. Ryota's definitely going to bump from that 102.
United States.
We'll see her go at least 103 by the time, we think.
Now, Ryota, of course, trains alongside Matty Rogers, who yesterday got her 13th World Championships medal. 3 silvers she made.
Wow.
Which was incredible. So she trains alongside the best of the best.
That's a lot of hardware.
Yeah.
13 medals.
Yeah. I don't think you can wear all those medals at once. Although maybe she does. Maybe that's why her extension's so strong.
She's certainly strong enough.
Yeah. Okay, Repsima now from Armenia. 103.
Pretty good pull, but it was forward when she caught it, just barely landing slightly forward of where she wants it.
Good lift for Sudian.
So, Tursunoy, of course, first competed internationally way back in 2003, but every single competition from 2008 all the way up until 2016, she was disqualified from. She then lost her, Olympic bronze medal in 2012. She snatched 128 kilos in 2012, but of course, quite rightly, that does no longer count. And then she returned back to competition 14 years after her first ban from 2008 at the European Championships. Snatched 105 there, clearly a different athlete now, which is good to see, and is relatively competitive with some of these other athletes now.
Tian here with 103. She made the first at 100 comfortably. That's pretty good as well.
Nice. It's a good start to this session. I was about to say 5 lifts in a row, but
possibly an elbow bend there on her right arm.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're even going to challenge that.
On the barbell.
It's again worth mentioning that our view from the side makes it relatively difficult to see if there are press outs until we see a front image. But presumably with no challenge card played, I guess that Tian knows that she pressed it out and so suggested let's not waste a card now.
Riato moves up. That will keep the barbell at 103. And
so
call back
Tian's
to the platform.
From 103 to 104.
Yeah, Riato bumps up to 104. Stealing the clock of Tian.
Yep. A bit back and forth there.
It's good to see. Tian does have a stronger clean and jerk by, not far off 5 to 10 kilos on Riato. Looks like she is going to come out and take this. Oh, no, I think we might. Yeah, she is going to come out and take this 103.
Yeah.
So called for a press out on a second attempt. Let's see if she's able to be a little bit faster, a little bit more definitive with that turnover.
She's a lifter who gets very serious, but also has a positive disposition here.
Wow.
Look like a better lift.
That's wonderful. That's 2 for 3,
looks back
surely.
for the lights.
You
Good lift!
103 there for Tian. Now, Max, I'm sure you remember as fondly as I do, at the end of the Asian Championships, we found ourselves spending a lot of time hanging out with the team from Taipei, including Tian Kiesin. She's a lot of fun to spend time with outside of competition.
Yeah, the whole team was enjoyable that night. Good group.
Yeah. Okay, Manievska now coming out for 104 kilos on her opening attempt. Her best snatch prior to this, 107 kilos, which she made at the European Championships.
It's a relatively heavy opener here. Hopped back a little bit from that. Didn't really finish the pull well.
No lifts.
Left everything out front on the top.
Yeah, the pull was relatively smooth.
104 kilograms remains the weight on the barbell.
I'd say almost pulled it quite nicely, but yeah. And as we thought, Max Sarah Ahmed is there in the back room with her teammate Samar Hussain, who's coming out now for 104 kilos.
It's got to be a little bit inspiring to have someone that accomplished and seasoned in the back.
Yeah, a world champion with you. Now, of course, Samar Hussain hasn't competed since 2019 at the African Championships due to the national ban that Team Egypt faced from 2019 to 2021. But she returns now. This is a big lift for her. 103 was her best prior to this, so opens up with a personal record.
Yeah, it's a great position.
Lift, Habashi.
Everything from here on out is going to be another record for her.
104 kilograms, still the weight on the barbell. First attempt, representing Chinese Taipei, Lo Yin-yuan.
Y para su primer levantamiento, llamamos a la representante de Chinese Taipei, Lo Yin-yuan.
So Lo Yin-yuan comes out here,
Se prepara Manievska.
104. Gets points to the elbows. We're seeing a lot of lifts here just under this 105 mark. This is probably the last, potentially the last one under 105, maybe one more there for Ryota. Then we'll be breaking into that 105 plus range where we're going to start getting closer to the top snatchers in this session.
Yep, Lo Yin-yuan lifted tremendously at the Asian Champs, had a great battle with a couple of other athletes here today.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah. A little hop forward, but you know what? That is actually somewhat characteristic of some of these athletes.
Good lift, low.
Kwo Seung-chun, as amazing as she is, world record holder and everything, 5-time world champ, Olympic champ, she also hops forward on all of her snatches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not uncommon that we see that being a successful lifting strategy. We see a lot in the Turkish lifters and some of the Armenians as well.
So Manievska, who had a pretty strong looking pull on her opening attempt, but ended up just hopping back out of the way of the bar, will come back now to try and make this lift. Her two teammates just snatched fantastically. Every Ukrainian athlete that we've spoken to has mentioned how difficult it's been psychologically this year with the war going on at home. So to have them here in A sessions is extremely impressive. That was a much better attempt. The bar came back with her a little bit more than the first, but not quite enough.
Now, she just still did the same thing, just improved on it a little bit. The fear here now is she's taken 2 attempts at 104. If she stays there, she's the next lifter up, so if she doesn't need the rest, she might repeat that 104.
Okay, this is a pretty big lift here. Ryoto's only beaten this once in competition with 105 kilos. Of course, she hit 110 off blocks in training, she told us. But it's not always the same transferring that strength to the floor. That looked like the biggest of all 3 pulls in many ways. A lot of speed on the bar there.
Yeah, it was moving for sure, but didn't quite get back where it needed to be.
But you know what? She's over 100 kilos with that 101 kilo second attempt, so every athlete in the session will get over 100. But we're going to need Manievska to make this 104 kilos. She missed her first 2.
First 2 pulls were strong. She gets the bar high enough. We'll see if she can turn it over and actually fix it overhead.
She needs this to stay in.
Best of the 3.
So much better.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, of course, she would have been able to continue on and go for a clean and jerk medal, but she wouldn't have been able to get a total. But now she can. 104 kilos. She's going to be disappointed. She points to her head as though she knows it was all up there. It wasn't a physical issue. It was a mental issue with that lift.
So now we kind of move into this next group here, the 105 openers.
And a change. 105 stays on the barbell. A new 1-minute clock. Representing Uzbekistan, Tursunoy Jabborova.
Okay, here comes Tursunoy Jabborova. 105 kilos, that's about right for her. We know that she can snatch pretty heavy. She holds the youth snatch world record, I believe. We noted that the other day when we were checking out some of the youth world records. But I think she holds it from the 71 kilo category. Of course now, older, larger athlete, she's an 87. But she's going to bump up too.
Yeah, we actually see a few athletes. We saw Koanda increase as well. Looks like the same kind of games we've seen being played earlier.
Yeah, we're getting into some big numbers here. 3 athletes with 107 kilos written in for their opener. Eileen wants 110. 2 other athletes want 107 on their second attempt. It's pretty big stuff here. Tursunoy has the 76 kilo youth world record, not the 71. That's 105 kilos from a few years ago.
Oh. Looks like she had that, but then right at the last moment, it was still too forward. Couldn't quite get it where she wanted.
Now, Kimmy Seol, we saw in the training hall, hitting 125 kilos very comfortably in the clean and jerk a few times. She snatched 100 kilos in the training hall, but unfortunately, that's a miss on her opener at 105.
Looked like a great pull, great turnover, but then there's almost a little bounce at the bottom, and she wasn't really locked in as well as she thought she was. Bar bounced forward, fell. She is wrapping some
Kim has moved up. That will change the barbell to 106 kilograms.
Cloth
representing Mongolia. First attempt, Munkhjantsan, Ankhtsetseg, and she's moved up, so that brings the barbell back to Kimmy Seol, Korea, 106, second attempt.
106 a la palanqueta. Llamamos a la misma deportista de Corea. Sigue corriendo el reloj. Kimmy Seol.
Helis to follow.
Se prepara Helis.
Helis now the athlete at 107 kilograms.
Okay, we're
First
moving up.
attempt, Janie Helis, representing Colombia.
So 107 now on the bar.
107 kilogramos y a
Colombian lifter is out.
Colombian lifter. She's one of 5 lifters still yet to open. 2 athletes want 110. Munkhjantsan and Eileen. 3 want 107. That's Solfrid Jabborova and Koanda. Could easily see 6 athletes at 110 or more in this session.
Still a very solid Colombian contingency in the audience here for this session.
Oh, she's not going to be able to save that.
Yeah,
Just a bit too much of a loop, too much backward momentum on the bar.
kind of made the wrong correction there. The bar was moving back, and she started fighting it, trying to get under the bar a little further, but it just kept rolling backward.
Tursunoy Jabborova, Uzbekistan. Now the lifter taking her first attempt.
Jabborova's going to come out now with 107 kilos.
107 kilogramos listos y llamamos a la única competidora juvenil del grupo, Tursunoy Jabborova de Uzbekistán. Primer levantamiento de arranque.
Now, Tursunoy has one of the slowest pulls you'll ever see in weightlifting. It used to be, I think, undoubtedly the slowest pull, maybe in weightlifting history. Is unbelievable. You know, her lifting sort of did a bit of a circuit around social media. Everyone was amazed that she was able to get under the lifts. She has since sped it up considerably, but it's not a fast pull. Her turnover is very fast, quick under the bar, but pulling past the knees has never been great for her.
Very solid.
Characteristic twist.
Yep. Very nice opener for her. She always performs well.
Good opening attempt for Jabborova.
Movimiento válido para la de Uzbekistán.
Now to Norway, 107 kilograms. Solfrid Koanda, first attempt.
Okay, so Solfrid Koanda now, first attempt. Was nice to see a lot of support here from, well, we have Team GB, we have Team New Zealand, we have some of Team Australia all together, group watching, supporting both Solfrid Koanda and Eileen Cikamatana. We know that Solfrid has trained several times with some of the athletes from Team GB, namely Emily Campbell, who will be competing in 2 days' time in the women's plus 87s.
Here comes Tursunoy.
This is her second attempt. A 4 kilo jump from the opener. This will be a comeback record.
Oh, a little bit forward. She tried to get under it a little further, but just couldn't.
No lift for Julian.
Now, quick correction, the women's plus 87s is tomorrow, not in 2 days' time. For some reason at this World Championships, they have the women's plus 87s before the men's under 109s, which strikes me as a little bit bizarre. But as a result, plus 87s are tomorrow, and then the plus 109s the day after. So Solfrid Koanda bumped up to 108 kilos. That's just a kilo under her international record.
Habashi has moved up. Okay. Barbell remains at 107 kilograms. Yo, Yin Yuan, Chinese Taipei, second attempt.
Quite a lot of lifters want this 107. A fair few missed it.
Kim Isul,
but Lo Ying-wan, she's going to bump up as well.
Korea.
So
Second
Kim Isul probably
begins.
ought to come out for this, having missed 105 on her opener. 2 kilos might be the limit of what she's willing to jump up to.
So far, Jabborova is the only one who's hit this 107.
Category this tight, every change
which is
matters.
a great place for her to be sitting.
Yeah.
Please welcome Kim Isul, Korea.
So Kim Isul has only actually competed internationally once. This is her second international. Previously, she was an 81, though she only weighed 76 kilos. So she's been gaining a lot of weight over the last year to try and fill out this category. She may well drop back down, though. That's a very strong attempt.
Very nice lift.
Yeah, she made 108 kilos back as an 81 kilo lifter. So 107, she's a little bit low considering the gain in body weight.
Jenny Heles, Colombia.
Okay, a Colombian athlete will be up next. Jenny Moreno.
A change.
Nope, she's going to bump, so Koanda now with 108.
Finally, we get to see the incredibly strong Solfrid Koanda.
108 listos en la palanqueta. Llamamos a Solfrid Koanda de Noruega.
Habashi to follow.
Now it looks like Solfrid is going to come out. Now Max, Solfrid was coached by a coach who used to coach Team USA.
Yeah, Zygmunt Smalserts, who was in Norway.
I've not seen him here at this World Championships. In fact, I see one of the British coaches helping out in the back room, Dave Sawyer, who's been somewhat involved in Solfrid's training, just because Solfrid has competed or trained alongside Emily Campbell a few times. This is a massive opener. Wow.
Oh, great pull, but
so powerful.
Took a little bit of a stabilization there at the bottom to secure it.
But relief, and you know what? Solfrid is one of those athletes who oftentimes looks a little bit better as the weight goes up. She's so incredibly explosive, so powerful.
We saw that at the Europeans this year.
Yeah.
Second attempt.
And she made that 110 in the training hall look so strong. Okay, Samir Hussain now. 4 kilo jump from her opener of 108. Big personal best for her.
Really swung that bar off her hips, and then when she went to turn it over, she just was not going to get that bar back far enough.
Pretty quick pull off the floor, slowed down a little past the knees.
At 108 kilograms, representing Chinese Taipei, Lo Ying-yuan.
So I imagine Lo Ying-yuan will take this because it will set her up nicely for a personal best on the third attempt. I saw her in the training hall, I don't think it was but 2 days ago, hitting an absolute maximal effort back squat double at 165 kilos.
Yeah, I think we saw this same thing at the Asian Championships as well.
But I think she pushed even harder here and even closer to competition, which is such a bizarre peaking strategy.
Yeah, it is a bit unorthodox. Very forward on that pull. She came up and everything went towards the bar above the knee. That bar started moving towards her. She did not make
108
the right
kilograms
adjustment.
again on the barbell.
You can actually hear one of the competitors in the back room from Australia, Eileen Cikamatana. You can hear her characteristic whistle, her yelling after a successful lift. So clearly, she's feeling good right now. Tends to be that the better she's feeling, the louder she gets. Very fun athlete to film in training. Very fun athlete to watch in competition.
Koshutian to follow.
Jabborova now, 108. She's probably going to increase from
And
here.
back to Armenia's Kripsime Koshutian.
So Kripsime Koshutian from Armenia will likely come out for this. She missed 107. This 108 would be 3 kilos up on what she made at the Europeans, which is essentially since her second career began after a very long ban.
She was just a little bit forward on the first attempt. Didn't quite get the bar behind her.
That's much better.
Yep, perfect snatch there.
Yeah. And actually now we have a flock of Armenians in the crowd watching on, who are all waving at her. She waves back at them. It's good to see a lot of support from the Armenians there.
Representing Egypt, Samar Habashi.
108 kilogramos para el tercer y último levantamiento del arranque de Samar Habashi de Egipto.
So
Samar Hussein most likely will also come out for this. No, she's going to bump up. A few athletes missed 108 kilos.
Third attempt.
Samar Hussein doesn't want to retake it. She wants 109. Lo Yingwan might come out to take this. It looks like she is.
Chinese Taipei. Última aparición del arranque.
You know, the two athletes here from Taipei, very different athletes temperamentally. Tian Kia-sin is a real extrovert, loves the camera, very confident athlete. And then here we have Lo Yingwan, who tends to be a little bit more shy in the training hall. Very much keeps to herself.
So the last attempt looked a little bit weaker in the pull than her opener. Let's see if there's just an error. Yeah.
Similar.
Kick the bar forward a bit. I have to question the heavy squatting when we
no
see a lift that looks that labored. But they may know what works for them.
109 kilograms, please.
In fact, just for context for you, Matt, I actually have a video of her 165 kilo double. The first repetition looks about as maximal as you could possibly imagine, and then she ends up going for a second rep. I think she has to be helped by a coach, and this was on Monday. It's now Wednesday, so you have to assume that they're essentially just training her through this World Championships for some reason.
Something like that.
Okay, here's a massive attempt now. Eileen Cikamatana, opening attempt at 109. And that is going to be successful. And Max, it's great to see her not powering her opening attempt. She's known to power. I actually had a chat with her coach, who recently, in fact just a few hours ago, was inducted into the Weightlifting Hall of Fame, the only weightlifting coach who ever been inducted. He told me that she had an injury with her shoulder as a child at the age of 8, which caused her to be unable to find the required mobility in the bottom of a squat, which is why she powered everything. Gradually, they've strengthened that and allowed her to catch things deeper and deeper. That's all part of their plan for Paris 2024, is to get her comfortable squatting all the way down.
Yeah, well, she's made considerable progress here. That looked great.
Looked to be a little bit nicer actually than her opener, but currently she's in a do or die situation. She missed her last two attempts. Body language doesn't look great. She's going to have to try and
kilograms
focus to come back out and go again.
Yeah, that first one wasn't there, and the second one, better attempt, but definitely not getting back behind her head. It's not getting over the place in her shoulder it needs to be for her to stabilize it.
Third attempt.
So Kim Il-sung now will take a 2-kilo jump. She made a 2-kilo jump after missing her opener, made her second attempt at 107. So assuming she was actually planning on 2-kilo jump, she's taking the third attempt that she wanted all along.
109. So, made 107 on her second, bumps to 109 for the 1 kilo personal record.
Oh, she gave that absolutely everything, but just wasn't able to fully lock out. And at these kinds of weights, if you catch that bar with a little bit of a bend in the elbow, some athletes get away with the press up, but for many, it's just way too much to hold on to.
Yeah, exactly.
Samar Habashi.
So Samar now, final attempt. This will be a 10-kilo international record from prior to this competition. She made 99 at the African Championships in 2019. Her opener was already a 5-kilo record, so she's going to walk away with a pretty big lift regardless of what happens here.
Didn't really have the vertical height on the bar there. She pulled big explosion off her hips, but it didn't really send the bar where it needed to be.
109 kilograms, please.
So we're
Put
looking
your
at
hands together. Welcome back to the platform.
Potential sorting of the medals already.
Representing Colombia, Janie Hillis.
109 for Cikamatana, who's definitely going to be going up from there. Munkhjantsan hasn't even opened yet at 110. And Koanda's got 110 here for her second.
And Tursunoy Jabborova also wants 110. So those four realistically will be battling out. Only 3 can medal. I wouldn't want to be the person who had to predict it. I'm not going to.
All right, so her last 2 attempts have been a little bit short. She can maintain position better through the middle of the pole. A bit more snappy at the top. Get it behind her head.
Oh,
look. She's
absolutely devastating. I mean, we know how hard the Colombian athletes have worked to be able to compete at their home World Championships. She can barely hold in the tears. Absolutely devastating.
110 kilograms now on the bar, please. The final athlete.
Colombia has had such a good showing at this World Championships. Easily the best ever showing at a World Championship. So it's not easy to know that you're not one of those who contributed to it.
Yeah, it's a shame because Colombia has really had a strong showing here. Speaking of which, Munkhjantsan here with 110.
The reigning world champion, reigning Asian champion. An incredibly strong, tough woman. Looking to open for the lead. We've seen her make this kind of weight plenty of times in competition and in training. Okay.
A bit unexpected there. She just kind of swung that bar around too far.
Yep.
It does leave
somewhat surprising.
Second attempt.
It's definitely putting her in a vulnerable position, though.
Tursunoy
We've got
Jabborova now.
3 other lifters that are taking 110, or at least
now
on the board.
You find yourself someone like Jabborova in essentially a better position than Munkhjantsan. They're both at 110 kilos for their second attempt, but Jabborova has an attempt has a made lift already.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to be the same for Solfrid and Eileen. Sometimes you just got to get on the board. Jabborova has made this sort of weight plenty of times. She most recently hit more than this at the Asian Championships in October.
Oh, beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, such a slow, smooth pull.
Yeah.
Almost, we don't even know if it's going to get to the hip.
No.
And then all of a sudden, she's caught it in a perfect position overhead.
Yeah, I truly believe that one of these days we are going to see just that, Max, where she's going to pull, slow down at the knee, and just grind to a halt.
Solfrid Koanda.
Potentially.
So Solfrid taking a very small jump here, 110 kilos. This is a new international record. She made it in the training hall less than a week ago. She looked very strong. Now, Max, what's amazing is I spoke to her. She told me that she suffered a wrist injury, and up until 2 weeks ago, she hadn't snatched over 80 kilos. Now, within 2 weeks, she's gone from 80 up to 110 in training, and 110 is now loaded on the bar.
Yeah, that might make that 2 kilo jump a little bit more sensible here. Oh, great.
Yeah, that's a...
Oh, she's got a balance.
She's going to stay. That is absolutely exceptional. You know, to steal a line from you, Max, the presence of mind to just sit there in the bottom of the squat, find her balance, not rush getting up, and it's a successful lift. It's not as easy as we've seen her make it in training, but now she finally makes it in competition. That's a personal best for her.
Yeah, very nice.
Second attempt, representing Australia, Eileen Cikamatana.
Eileen's here with 111. We'll see if she sticks to that.
Wouldn't be surprised if she bumps up a little bit. Her coach is one of the most experienced coaches in the world. He told me today he's been to 40 World Championships, 10 Olympic Games. Eileen now, 111 kilos. Will she full snatch it? Will she catch it a little bit higher? It's anybody's guess. Oh, just
such a
hold on.
surprise.
Yeah.
Looked to be so strong and confident, but then just a minor error on the recovery, and the bar fell behind her.
Almost looked like she started to stand a bit too soon.
Yeah.
So she told me that when she was 8, she climbed a mango tree. And she reached for what she thought was a mango, and it turned out to be a wasp's nest.
Oh, my Lord.
Now, imagine what happened next. She fell to the ground. She said she broke her shoulder. There was no healthcare anywhere really where she lived, no real hospitals. So it got wrapped up. The next day, she climbed the mango tree still regardless, but because she had a broken shoulder, it never set properly. And that's why she has an issue in the full depth position of the snatch.
That's extraordinary.
Yeah. Munkhjantsan now needs this. She missed 110 on her opener. This would, however, move her into the lead. 2 athletes have made 110 already. Oh my word, the world champion is not in a good spot here.
Yep, this is a dangerous position for her. There are 3 lifters here eager to take that spot from her.
111 kilos, 1 kilo increase for her third attempt. Tursunoy Jabborova.
If every one of these lifters bumps 1 more kilo, they're going to steal that clock from her.
Norway, third attempt.
Potentially putting her in an even worse position behind the 8 ball with limited time, tired, 2 misses.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see Solfrid going for 112.
Yeah, I think that's
so
a safe
her
time.
international record was 109, but then 2 weeks after she hit that, she competed in a national competition and snatched 111. So I would imagine she's going to want 112 to go for an all-time personal best. 111 is the most she's ever made.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's amazing. She said that she sustained that pretty bad wrist injury, a fracture.
Oh, Cikamatana's taking 111
she's
here.
going to take this. Okay.
Potentially a good move. She missed the last. This does get her the first 111, so she'll be in the lead on that. And these are all third attempts now, so.
She has an international best of 115. She's made more than that nationally.
Just forward.
Enough.
This 111 is proving to be a challenge here. No one's made this yet.
But you know what? She does have a bit of a weapon in the clean and jerk.
One more time.
She's so strong.
Please welcome back to the platform.
So we have
representing Mongolia,
a very tricky situation now for Munkhjantsan from Mongolia. She missed 110, she missed 111. She's going to come back out now for 112 kilos. It would be an absolute shock if she wasn't able to make this, a real upset for this women's 87 kilo category. The returning world champion. Of course, she snatched 114 at the Asian Championships, 109 at the World Championships, 110 the Olympic Games, 111 at the Asian Championships prior to that. So this really is the kind of weight that she can often hit, but it is right at the upper end of her abilities. It's a risky place to be opening out. And the world champion has bombed out of the snatch. We cannot believe it.
The current leader right now is Tursunoy Jabborova, 110.
Tursunoy Jabborova, Uzbekistan.
We have Koanda as well with 110, but in second.
Prove that lead.
And suddenly the door has been opened for some of these athletes.
Yeah.
Suddenly they're looking at this and thinking they might be able to get up in and amongst the medals. Eileen has a huge clean and jerk, as does Solfrid Koanda. Tursunoy Jabborova perhaps not quite so strong, but she's going to have a lead after the snatches.
What a shocking turn of events here. We did not expect Munkhjantsan to miss all three snatches.
Presumably she'll still clean and jerk because she is capable of a gold in the clean and jerk, but she's out of the running.
Now it's between these two women, Jabborova versus Koanda, 112. If Tursunoy is successful with this, she takes the lead. Koanda would have to bump a kilo.
I would have thought she might just take the 112 in all honesty.
Oh, wow. Beautiful lift. What a fantastic snatch.
You know, one day or another, Tursunoy Jabborova is going to have to load more onto the bar. It's about time she stopped snatching 112 and went for something heavier. She just looks so strong. Now, Solfrid has taken 2 kilo jumps, and I think she's going to take it again. She knows she's significantly stronger than Jabborova in the clean and jerk. Oh, no, she is going to go up. You know, she won a gold medal in the clean and jerk at the last World Championships. And she might walk away with a gold in the snatch at this World Championships. And she is a dangerous athlete to have in the lead going into the clean and jerks. Physically so strong, she back squats over 200.
Yeah, just a very powerful athlete as well. This is the gold medal snatch right here for Solfrid Koanda.
Her teammate, Eileen Anderson, from the women's 59s, watches on. This is a massive moment for Solfrid and for Norwegian lifting. Five seconds.
Wow.
And that is absolutely incredible. Solfrid Koanda now has gold medals at the World Championships level in the clean and jerk and snatch. Today might be the day she gets it in the total. 3 for 3 for the two leaders in the snatch. Solfrid Koanda with the gold at 113, Jabborova with the silver at 112. The bronze medal, I think, Max, is that going to go to Eileen with 109 kilos?
109, yeah.
And the shock of the session is that world champion Munkhjantsan has not made a snatch. She's out of the running in the total.
Wow, what an incredible turn of events here. We did not expect that. Fantastic.
At the start of November, we found out that Solfrid was snatching 35 kilos because of that wrist injury.
Yes.
Only 2 weeks ago did she get to 80. 2 weeks later, she is the best 87 in the world in the snatch with 113 kilos. And it seems like every single competition that she goes to, she's able to add more weight to it. 1 of 9 at the European Championships, 111 2 weeks later at her national championships, and now 113 kilos.
Yeah.
And she's so strong in the clean and jerk. It's a risky position for everyone else.
She's really set the bar high for everybody here because she has the lead in the snatch and potentially the strongest person here in the clean and jerk because Munkhjantsan is out.
Munkhjantsan out, so ultimately Tursunoy Jabborova is unlikely to be able to catch or to hold on with those two athletes, with Solfrid and Eileen in the clean and jerk. And so realistically, it's going to have to be Eileen looking to out clean and jerk Solfrid by 5 kilos because she's 4 kilos behind in the snatch.
Yeah, and first and second place in the snatch, both of them went 3 for 3. Phenomenal lifting, only a small, really tight spread there, 5 kilos between their first and third attempts.
Yeah.
So
the opening attempt, it looks like it's going to be from Jules Riotto from the USA. She's asking for 120 kilos. 2 athletes, of course, bombed out in that session. So, you know, they're going to open up, hopefully, and continue on, but they're not going to get totals. Moreno from Colombia and Munkhjantsan from Mongolia. 2 athletes who arguably had the most pressure on them out of anyone. A reigning world champion and then the home athlete.
Yeah, this is going to be a tight battle.
Yeah.
Especially with the clean and jerk strength we have here. So many lifters creeping up over that 130, 35 mark.
So we spoke with Tianqia Sin, who has made 2 out of 3 snatches. She told us that training is pretty stable at the moment. Her best lifts came from the Asian Championships, of course. She had a pretty good showing there. And she's focusing on her hip extension. She's got very strong legs, very strong squatter, but working on opening up a little bit more aggressively in both the snatch and the clean and jerk, which is good to see. When we asked her about what she thought about these other athletes, she basically said the most important thing is just to compete with yourself and not worry about anyone else.
Yeah, we've seen that strategy actually seem to work out pretty well for a lot of these lifters. Those that maybe, you know, take the attempts they had planned, they stick to it, they don't get caught up in maybe the, you know, jockeying of attempts and moving around, seem to be doing pretty well.
There's that 113 winning snatch by Solfrid Koanda. Max, she's an athlete where I don't think she pushes too hard on the maximal lifts in training because she's so talented in her strength. I mean, she works incredibly hard, of course, to be strong, but I think she spends a lot of time focusing on her technique. I would love to see what she could do from, you know, just above the knee in a block snatch. I just wouldn't be surprised if you loaded 120 kilos if it was closer than not.
Yeah, for sure. I would imagine at least that.
120, I wouldn't be surprised if she's cleaning over 150 kilos off blocks.
Yeah, just super powerful athlete, very, very strong, very solid. A bit of a heart attack moment though on that third snatch.
Yeah.
Seeing the 3 seconds on the clock, and then hearing the go, go, go now, but she made it. Really great. Let's see, we've got about 5 minutes here till the start of this session. We're going to see again similar attempts, similar groupings. That initial group, obviously those lifters fighting for that top spot, top position here, getting as high as they can in the session, and then we're going to see really just the last few lifters. It's going to be a battle here between Eileen and Koanda for sure.
Yeah.
Like you said, Jabborova probably with that 125 opener, not sure if she'll be able to get up high enough to really push the needle on those other two in first and second.
So 4.5 minutes underway until we're back on.
All right.
So the clean and jerk of, as you mentioned, Max, of Jabborova, not quite as strong. She made 130 kilos at the Asian Championships. 133, I believe, is her best. She did that at the Junior World Championships in 2021. But she's always been able to go into the high 20s, low 30s.
Yeah, and you know, we don't know what's going to happen here too. We could see potentially her seemingly not strong enough clean and jerk actually position her very well, because she'll be taking all those attempts on her own, and we'll have a battle here between both Solfrid and Eileen.
Yeah.
They may push each other a little bit hard.
Yeah,
so
I think so.
If they are not successful, or they're too aggressive and they're trying to push each other too much, you know, not saying that that's going to happen, but Jabborova will really have to do her best to put herself in the highest clean and jerk she can, but she'll be in her own race.
Yeah, absolutely.
At that point.
Yeah, I think she's probably thinking to herself, how far ahead of the others, not including Eileen and Solfrid, can she get in order to maintain at least a bronze medal position? But both Solfrid and Eileen have put in 140 kilos for their opening attempts.
Yeah, we know they're capable.
We know they're capable of it. Solfrid, of course, at the European Championships, ended up making 143 kilos. She did 142 in the training hall a couple of days ago. She actually cleaned and very almost jerked 147 kilos. But I believe it was on her first day here, so still getting over some of the altitude issues. So very capable athlete there in the clean and jerk.
Yeah, we could even see 150 here from her if needed.
The danger really is Eileen. She made 115 kilos at the 2019 Grand Prix. She has the junior world record, actually, in this category. And, of course, she's looking very strong. She power cleaned 140 kilos in the build-up to this competition, which is absolutely unbelievable to be able to do. Yeah, that's a weight that a lot of these athletes would hope to one day be able to clean, and she can power clean it.
Yeah, that's absolutely stunning. So, yeah, really the battle here potentially for Tursunoy is actually going to be coming from, well, Korea, Kim Il-soo, and potentially Ripsme. We'll see, though. I think her best is only in that 125 to 130-ish range.
So Ryota has already bumped up her opener from 120 to 124. She'll still be the first athlete out, we imagine. I mean, you never know. There might be a bit of trickery going on between Team USA and Taipei. And Uzbekistan. They might bump up another kilo and force Jabborova out. But it's remarkable, really, that Jabborova opens so light or so early in the clean and jerk, considering that she is going to get the silver medal in the snatch, and she'll be, you know, the first, maybe the second, but maybe the first athlete out in the clean and jerk.
Yeah, very true.
Just 1 minute to go until the exciting conclusion of the women's 87-kilogram Group A here at the IWF World Championships, Bogota, Colombia, 2022.
Y estamos de regreso, damas y caballeros, bienvenidos a la competencia de 87 kilogramos femenino, modalidad de envión, 124 kilogramos en la palanqueta y en llamados para la deportista de Estados Unidos de América, Juliana Rioro.
Okay, 35 seconds until we're back underway for the clean and jerk portion of the women's 87 kilo A group, live from Bogota, Colombia. It's the 2022 IWF World Weightlifting Championships. A quick recap of the snatches, the gold medal to Norway. And Matt, just very quickly actually, if I might just interject my own conversation here, is that the first time Norway's ever won a gold medal in the snatch at the World Championships?
It could be.
Not to put you on the spot with an incredibly niche bit of information.
It could be.
You might know that.
I'm trying to think of any other Norwegians who have been that high in the rankings. At least in the last several decades, 20, 30 years, I can't think. Possibly pre-elimination of the press, there may have been.
Yeah. But Solfrid with the gold at 113, the silver to Jabborova with 112, and then the bronze to Eileen with 109. Here's Ryota with her opening attempt at 124 kilos.
Strong clean.
Yeah.
Leaves that jerk just a little bit forward, but steps under and gets through.
Yeah, she made 128 kilos at the World Championships last year. She'll presumably be looking to beat that total this year if possible.
Tursunoy Jabborova.
So 233 is her best. She ended up snatching 101 kilos here, so she is going to have a work cut out for her if she wants to beat that total, but it's possible. Here's Jabborova coming out very early, taking the silver medal in the snatch and then bumping just 13 kilos for her opening clean and jerk at 125 kilos, but she's going to put quite a lead on everyone else with this opening attempt. 237 she'll have with it. We commented before this that we imagine athletes are going to have to get close to that 250 mark if they're going to want to podium. She's just up with it.
Great jerk, though.
Yeah.
She looks a bit thrown from that one. Maybe a little harder than expected as an opener for her.
125, the automatic 1 kilo increase for the second attempt. Ryota, United States. Munkhjantsan to follow.
So we'll see Ryota jump here. She's not going to take this 25, obviously.
Yep.
It's going to bring out Munkhjantsan.
Barbell moves to 126 kilograms, representing Ukraine. Anastasia Munkhjantsan.
So Munkhjantsan now from Ukraine will come out with her opening attempt. Her best lifts this year all came from the European Championships. She has an incredible outlook on her competitors. She said there must always be competitors. Without this, there'll be no competition. Competitors force us to become better. This is healthy.
Good clean, very strong. Big readjustment there. Again, the bar lands a little forward and she has to push her body underneath it to stabilize.
Good lift, Munkhjantsan. Samar Hashabi, Egypt, opening attempt at 126.
So, let's see if Samar Hussein takes this. 126.
Habashi, the athlete.
Both Munkhjantsan and Hussein only have 104 in the snatch, so they'll probably be a little bit too far behind to actually pass Tursunoy.
$126 kilos here. This will give Samar Hussein a 230 kilo total. When she competed at the African Championship, she cleaned out to 125 kilos. That is her international best. So already opening up a kilo above that.
Very good clean. Yeah, that really wide grip.
And she almost doesn't split forwards and backwards. Her back foot does go back a little bit, but it goes out laterally more than anything.
Yeah,
very interesting jerk.
Not a very long split there. Not traditional looking, at least.
The automatic 1 kilo increase. Kurshutian to follow. Time begins. And to change. 127 kilograms, please. The opening attempt.
So we'd have thought, yeah, Jabborova jumps up to 129 kilos, which, if successful, which she presumably will be if she can stand up the clean, will put her over 240. That's a total that will be out of reach for potentially half of these athletes. The other half will be looking to get into that range. She's going to have to do everything she can to hold on to her lead that she currently has after that silver medal snatch at 112.
Yeah, without a big enough clean and jerk, though, she could get picked off here by one of a few of these lifters.
So here's Hripsime from Armenia. She had a great battle with Solfrid at the European Championships. Solfrid, of course, ended up winning that. And again, it looks like she's going to beat her again here, but strong opener.
Looks to be a good jerk. Yeah, she's on the board now.
Yeah, she did reach for her back after that, but she's walking off pretty smoothly. A little bit of grimacing going on.
Rioto, the lifter, second attempt, representing United States.
So Rioto now 127 kilos. Very strong lifter. She told us that she'd been cleaning 130 kilos pretty frequently in training. She jerked 151 kilos, but her best actual clean and jerk this year, 135. So this is well within her capabilities. She always gets a massive bounce out the hole and slows down as she stands up. Hopefully she can maintain the speed to get up with it. She got out of position a little bit, I think.
Yeah, she really rushed for that explosion. That bar came forward above her knee, and yeah, she knew it right away as well.
Remains the athlete at 127 kilograms.
These athletes practice these movements so often. They've got their routine. They know exactly how everything's supposed to feel. As soon as they're out of position, it's just almost impossible for the athlete to finish the movement.
Yeah, once that bar starts moving off the floor, there's very little you can do to change the trajectory of it. It's just going to move the way your body is guiding it once you start the acceleration.
So Lo Ying-Yuan will come out soon. Right now, it's Rioto. She's taking her wraps off, so I wonder if she's planning on
this event is the first qualifying
just re-wrapping up and taking this again, actually. She didn't end up getting under it or trying to stand, so she's not going to be quite so fatigued.
Yeah, they're definitely planning on taking this again. It looks like she's re-wrapping the knee. She has time. She's got over a minute here. Really no different than taking any other attempt.
Okay, 1 minute on the clock. It's the job of the coach here, I suppose, to just say, look, you've got time, don't worry, but you've not got that much time, so let's just keep wrapping, but don't panic too much, you're going to be okay.
Yep.
Thursday and Friday all
some of the best coaching you can do is to not say anything, just let it keep everything on track.
Please welcome back to the platform.
So 40 seconds, plenty of time now for Rioto to come out and go for this. She snatched 101. She's currently got a 225 kilo total. This will bump her up to 228.
Final words from Mike Catone.
Rip this clean attack, I think he said. That was a much better attempt. She got herself under it, but really just bounced out of the hole.
Didn't use her legs at all. Her feet didn't move, so
just not quite right there.
And how much of that performance was affected by that collision car accident she was in? You have to believe some of it was. So
absolutely.
Just to show up here, across the world after something like that.
To get yourself under a lift that you previously weren't able to get under as well takes a lot of courage, a lot of strength.
Yep.
But that's going to be it, unfortunately, from the USA in this session. Rioto will end with 101, 124, 225 total. No doubt she'll come back to fight another day at a future World Championships. Here we have Lo Ying-Yuan now, 128 kilos. Strong clean and jerker. She got over the 130 kilo mark pretty comfortably at the Asian Championships. She hasn't snatched quite so well, though, so she's going to have a work cut out.
She looked kind of shocked by that. I was surprised she didn't go under that at all.
No.
Now, we mentioned earlier during the snatches that she took a truly maximal
2 minutes on
double
the clock.
back squat, 2 rep max on the back squat at 165 kilos 2 days ago, and it's hard to express how maximal that squat looked in the training hall. Both repetitions, first repetition looked like a 1 rep max. It was grindy, it was out of position. Her back even started to round a little bit. Her coach has to help her get up with it. And so there's no way that she's feeling totally fresh now, pulling this bar off the floor.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no physiological reason for that, because there's no way within that short time period you could make any adaptations that would make you stronger. So it's one of those things. We talk about the taper a few times now. We've talked about some athletes doing different things in their training this last final week. And everyone has what they, what they know works for them, what they like. We just question sometimes some of these strategies. But again, that could potentially just be a psychological issue here. She didn't even attempt to go under the bar.
We see plenty of athletes squat heavy in the week build-up, but normally it's around 90% and with pretty good barbell velocity. They move it quick. There's not a lot of grinding, but
yeah,
that's not what we saw from Lo Yingyuan. Okay, 45 seconds on the clock. She's going to need to get under this.
Yeah, this is one of the most challenging things in weightlifting to do, is to overcome your own mind. You know, not wanting to go under the bar. You have to convince yourself of that, and you have to do it with confidence. It has to be an absolute sure thing here.
Yep, absolute commitment.
Nice job. She got up with it.
Wow. And
Nice.
she doesn't have a great lockout, but I think that's going to hold.
No.
No.
Two reds.
Two reds. No, she pointed to her elbows and said, look, I don't have a great lockout. From our side angle, it didn't look like they moved at all. They just don't extend like everyone else's. So
There's a challenge.
they are going to play that
from the
challenge
Chinese
card.
Type A team.
Hopefully the jury are aware of the elbows. Here's a nice replay for us. Perhaps from the front we'll see something that we couldn't see from
Each athlete has
behind.
one opportunity to challenge the referee's decision.
It does look a little slow, but not necessarily a lot of pressing action.
No, I don't think so. Her right elbow does not lock.
Yeah.
Her left not great, but it stays. The angle doesn't change. It feels harsh to me if the jury agrees with the referees, but they probably are going to. They tend to.
Review by the jury has confirmed.
Yeah, we're going to confirm the no lift.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So unfortunate. 2 misses in the snatch, 2 misses in the clean and jerk. Hopefully she can bookend this performance with mates.
The barbell belongs to Lo Yingyuan, Chinese Taipei.
Absolutely brutal refereeing here in this women's 87 kilo session.
You know, the worst part here, to add insult to injury, is if she bumps, she might not even be able to, she might be the only person taking this. Jabborova's got 29 in. Manevska's got 29 in, but she could go 1 more kilo.
She looks good-spirited there, smiles in the back room. But like you said, there are a couple of athletes with more than 29 written in, so if she bumps up, she might get a bit more rest. But another kilo on the bar, is it worth it?
Yeah. It's just not the best scenario here.
I think she's going to come out for it then, rather than take the extra rest, but have
smiling.
the extra kilo. Yeah.
Please welcome Lo back.
She's a veteran. She's experienced.
128 kilograms, representing Chinese Taipei. Lo.
She's made 136 kilos before. Of course, she was a little bit heavier then. That was in the 90 kilo category, a category that didn't last for long. It was only there for
6 months.
6 months perhaps before everything changed again. That was back in 2017 at the Asian Championships. The Asian Championship, she made 133. 130 kilos at the World Cup in 2019. but actually 128 is up there for her in recent years. Her first competition was back in 2011 at the Youth Worlds. She took a bronze medal there. This to get a total for Lo Yingwen. So tough stand.
Clean.
God, the barbell started sliding down her chest as she stood up with it. She's going to miss the lift. And I think the bar caught her on the way down, which always is quite painful, but she walks off stoically.
Such a shame there.
Yeah, it just seems so harsh of them to have red-lighted her on that second attempt.
29 kilograms, please, on the bar. Tursunoy Jabborova, Uzbekistan, second attempt.
Our Uzbek leader is going to look to further her lead up to 241 kilos if she's successful with 129 kilos. Tursunoy Jabborova with one of the strongest snatches in the category. She took the silver, but not one of the best clean and jerks. 129, believe it or not, is right around her best. She made 130 kilos at the Asian Championships. Her best is 133 from the Junior World Championships last year.
She has a very slow pull, but manages to get under the bar with great speed.
She does have a strong jerk, though. It's
beautiful.
Remarkable. She's just up with it. Wow, the oscillation on that jerk. Just such a quick dip and drive.
Yeah, such a fantastic lift. Just smooth, controlled, efficient. It has to be.
Now she's one of those athletes who really could not get away with a grindy back squat 2 days out from competition. She's cleaning so close to a maximal front squat that any sort of residual fatigue from that would probably prevent her from getting up with these weights.
Yeah, for sure.
But the jerk, it's reminiscent of the late Naeem Suleimanoglu, the sort of pause jerk almost, where she just drops suddenly, puts the brakes on, and the bar just wraps around her and pings back up.
Yeah, as a master of using the oscillation of the bar to get that extra power. So Manievska's got 126 on her first. She's taken the 3 kilo jump to this 29. Strong clean for her. She was a little forward in the jerk the last time.
Wow.
Gets under it.
Such a long split, just a straight back leg, forces her to just lunge forward.
Good leg.
Put a lot of weight on the front leg.
Yep.
But she holds her lockout throughout that entire process.
There is a jury stop. The jury would like to
Oh,
know
wow.
the previous attempt.
The jury are interested in taking a look at this.
Never a word that anyone wants to hear.
No.
The jury stop.
No.
Phrase.
So, from our side angle, it looked good. Let's take a look at the replay that we're seeing now in the building. I don't know what the...
I think that left arm locks out a little bit late. You can see
It
here.
is a little, but I mean...
It's very strict, that's for sure.
Oh, that is not... Well, we'll have to wait and see what they say.
I would be surprised. I would, if this gets turned down, the inconsistency we've seen sometimes. We've seen some lifts that were given that were much more wobbly.
It would be about the most brutal call we've seen. I know what you mean. I mean, it's almost the curse of the hyperextension that she has, is that a straight elbow becoming a hyperextended elbow. Wow, they've turned it over.
That's so demoralizing.
Yeah.
She must have felt that was a perfect lift. She might not even feel that kind of extra action in the elbow there, which just has to make that such a painful situation for her. And now she's got 2 minutes. They're giving her the ammonia right now. It's just go out and fix it.
So 6 athletes still yet to open. Eileen and Solfrid Koanda both want 140 kilos. Moreno, who bombed out in the snatches, wants 130. Munkhjantsan wants 130. Munkhjantsan, who bombed out in the snatches as well, the current world champion, wants 136. And then Kim Il-sung wants 135. So we are well underway, but the battle for medals hasn't really begun, other than Jabborova showing us what she's capable of, setting a mark. It's not really underway yet. Okay, so Munkhjantsan now will retake this. You can barely make a jerk more perfectly than the one she just made, but it didn't count, unfortunately.
Well, she made the clean pretty easily, so she should be strong here for the jerk. It's got to be frustrating. Yeah, better clean than the last two. Let's see that lockout. Oh, the fight. She's fighting.
You know, I watched from the front angle that Max on the screen. There might have been a little bit of movement. Oh, wow. It's just hard to know. Surely the jury...
130 kilograms now on the
I mean, it's just the inconsistencies. If they called the last one, how can they not call that one? They must be feeling bad about having taken it away to let that one pass.
Well, the one, you know, the one thing that doesn't belong in judgment is feelings. It's unfortunate that that ended the way it did there. But she's on the board, so she has a total.
Okay, so Moreno hoping to turn this day around. She missed her snatches. She, of course, competes in front of her home country, so the pressure is on another level in many ways for Moreno. But that's strong.
Yeah. Very good clean.
Yeah. Really, really comfortable jerk. Yeah. You know, that footwork is really special.
Good lift, Ellis.
One of the athletes who looks like she's just drilled that footwork over and over again.
Yeah.
Opening attempt.
Potentially has a shot at a medal in the clean and jerk. She does not have a score in the snatch, though.
Okay, opening attempt now for Munkhjantsan. 130 kilos. Now, did she get a bronze medal in the clean and jerk at the Asian Championships? I have a feeling she might have done. Her best clean and jerk is 131 kilos. That was this year at the Asian Champs. I have a feeling she did sneak it. But this is a big opener. I mean, it's a kilo below her best.
Oh, she's up with it.
Oh dear.
It looked to be in a good position behind her, but just wasn't going to stay there.
Yeah. You know, it wasn't the most convincing clean opener either. She was up with it, but it wasn't as simple as we've seen other athletes here.
Coming out for a second attempt. Samar Habashi.
Okay, second attempt now for Samar. She only made her opening snatch. She made her open clean and jerk too. She currently sits at 230. This will bump her up to 234, move her ahead of Munkhjantsan.
That's 130. Fell back on her heels. Oh. It looked like she dropped that, but I think she was recovering. As she recovered, it might have just been too much. She was starting to pass out.
Yeah, it's been a few days since we've seen the altitude cause too much of a problem in these sessions, but of course, we're still at the same height. These athletes still may be affected, even though they've been here for a little bit longer than their lighter teammates. 3 kilo jump now for Hripsime.
This would give her a 238 total. It won't be enough to surpass Jabborova.
No, she'll be in silver for a little bit before some of the other athletes come out. That's a great job.
Yeah, really solid lift for her.
So solid. Yeah, fantastic stuff.
Good lift, Tursunoy.
She has one attempt remaining. She looks good for a few kilos more for sure.
Yeah.
Now, 130 kilograms again on the bar, representing Chinese Taipei.
I'm interested to see what
Second
Jabborova decides to go for. How much
Jiaxin.
does she risk loading on that third attempt? She knows she needs every kilo she can get to stop athletes like Prepsimi or maybe even athletes like Kimmy Seol from overtaking her. Kimmy Seol, probably the most dangerous lifter to her right now. I think she expects Koanda and Cikamatana to move ahead, but I'm not sure if she expects Kimmy Seol to do so. But before we get there, Jiaxin missed 130 on her opener. Clean was tough, but she got up with it. Jerk, not particularly close.
Good clean, much better than the first. She drove it in the right place last time, but it just did not stay. She's moving her body behind the bar, so she's not even under it when she lands in the split.
No lift.
She's not in a good spot here.
Yeah, it might be that we see both athletes here from Taipei bombing out.
130 kilograms.
Not a
remains
great
weight on the
snatch day
barbell.
for either of them, and so
The
far,
weight
not a great
weight
clean and
has
jerk day.
changed back to Sama.
I think you have to assume that the
Habashi,
competition
Egypt.
at the Asian
Third
Championships
attempt.
only 6 weeks ago, 7 weeks ago.
130 kilogramos en la
Maybe a bit too
palanqueta y para
close
su
to this
tercer y
World
último
Championships.
levantamiento de la competencia,
A lot of
llamamos
athletes skip that Asian
a
Championships
Habashi
in
de
favor of
Egipto.
peaking for this meet. Samar now comes out for 130 kilos again to move up to 234 kilos if successful. Big personal best, 5 kilo personal best for her if she makes it.
130. She has a bit of a struggle in the recovery. She catches it and you see her hips shift to the left. Well, much better than the second attempt. Oh, very nice job. Right into that wide grip, straight to the jerk. Doesn't mess about at all.
Good lift, Habashi.
Absolutely incredible jerk position she gets into. That back knee just comes in immediately in towards the center of her body so much. There's so much stress, but she makes it.
Chinese Taipei, 10, Jiaxin.
It's a great 5 kilo personal best. Look at this.
La bienvenida
Oh.
a la deportista Jiaxin.
Yeah, that wide grip really allows her to
130 kilogramos
not have to drive the bar so high.
Yeah, she doesn't have to get very deep under either.
Yeah, really makes that work for her. So we have 130 still on the bar.
Jiaxin's going to have to make this if she wants to get a total 233 she'd end up with if she makes it. Now she can clean this. She can jerk it. She's made it multiple times before. 136 is her best. But we'll see how she does.
Best of the 3 cleans, really. She's got to get it behind her head better. She's got to be balanced. Oh, wow. So close.
What a fight. Oh, and the bar's going to roll over the hole, but
No lift.
clearly they've repaired it well enough to resist a rolling barbell, so that's good.
Takes a final bow. Unfortunately, she won't get a total.
No.
She has only made the snatch of 103. No clean and
Notice,
jerks.
please, 131
So
kilograms on the bar.
That's a
130.
very tough session for Team Taipei there.
Yeah.
Two athletes bombing out.
This 131 for Jabborova, we'll see. She's probably going to take this. It's about as much as she can do, I think.
Such a small 2 kilo jump.
Third attempt.
This will put her up She's already got the lead at 241 kilos. This will move her up to 243. Now, as we said before, we expect Solfrid and Eileen to move ahead of her. But the scary athlete for Jabborova is Kim Seol. If Kim Seol opens up at 132, she won't have caught up, but she'll have to get around the 137 kilo mark, assuming Jabborova makes this, to surpass her for a medal.
Just keep an eye on the pole. It's a bit slow.
Oh my
Beautiful.
word. Oh, she can't get up with it.
As efficient as she could possibly be, great rack, rebound, but didn't have the speed to pass that sticking point.
Now, I mean, the fact that she has massively increased the pull of her speed just goes to show how slow it used to be. It's very rare that we see an athlete pulling the bar as slow as that. Max, I mean, to your memory, have you seen an international lifter pull like that before?
I mean, it almost is reminiscent of Kanustra Stammen. He's a little bit of a slower pull.
Really?
Yeah, he doesn't move the bar nearly as fast as it looks, but
I don't know about that.
In another world, really.
Yeah. Okay, Kim Seol wanted to come out, but actually it's Hripsimi first at 134 kilos. Now, we thought that it was Kim Seol who's going to be the one who's looking to overtake Jabborova, but actually this lift from the Armenian would do it. Which, assuming that Koanda and Cikamatana make their openers, that's going to mean that Jabborova, if this lift is good, will not get a medal in the total. This for 242. It's a very tough stand, but her jerk was so solid on a second attempt. And she's not going to be able to make it. That was to move into a very strong position to try and get a medal. But it's a no lift. 4 for 6 for Hripsimi. 108, 130.
So close.
So Kim Seol will now come out with 135 kilos. Max, this will, with an opener, move her ahead of Jabborova. You can see how devastated the Armenian Hripsimi is there, missing that lift. She knows that there was a medal potentially there for her if she made it. So Kim Seol, 135 kilos for the lead on her opener. Eileen and Koanda still yet to come out with 140. It's going to be such a great battle between those two for gold. She's up with it. This for the lead. Oh, and she can't make it.
That is not a good start.
Once again, by the skin of her teeth, Jabborova holds on to the lead. 241 kilos.
Weight on the barbell. She'll have a 2-minute clock to come back and make that second attempt.
I wonder if she's going to take the increase to 36. There are two lifters with 36
and Hedis, now the athlete at 135 kilograms. Second attempt, representing Colombia.
135 kilogramos.
So Moreno just dropped to 35, presumably to take the lift. This would potentially give her a medal, or give her a good positioning for a medal in the clean and jerk.
Very big moment for the Colombians.
So she's got 130. This is to move her up into possible medal position in the clean and jerk. She's got to make that clean as strong as possible. Easy. She's going to readjust the hands.
She had such great footwork on the last lift.
Beautiful
and again, unbelievable jerker.
Yeah, she is positioning herself right now for a third attempt to get that bronze medal in the clean and jerk.
135 kilograms again on the
tremendous
barbell.
lifting
Second
there.
attempt. Kim
She is
Isul,
doing a great
representing
job
the
redeeming
Republic of
herself
Korea.
from missing those snatches.
Fantastic.
Okay, so here we have the second of 3 attempts to move ahead of Jabborova. Essentially 2 attempts to guarantee a medal.
Time begins.
If she makes any of these, she will get a medal in the total. 3 athletes to open. Eileen, Solfrid, and the reigning world champion who missed all their snatches, Munkhjantsan. Oh dear, she missed the jerk on her first, clean on her second.
This is not the position she wants
No
to be in.
Kim.
It's a do or die for a medal
Barbell
here.
remains at 135 kilograms. Kim remains the athlete. Third attempt for her, representing Korea. Heles to follow at the increase.
I think Heles is going to wait this one out.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to make that call to bump a kilo. More rest is not what she needs right now.
So we'll see Kim Isul, and then we'll see Heles Moreno take her final attempt, and then it's going to be the 3 top clean and jerkers battling it out. Of course, only 2 of them can end up podium in the total because one of them is bombed out, but they'll battle it out for the clean and jerk medals.
At 7 p.m. On the final day of lifting, Friday, we have 3 sessions, 11:30, 2 o'clock, and 4:30, all in the men's plus 109 kilogram category.
So
close there.
yeah, great attempt, great split, but it just is not there.
As soon as she got into that split, she just closes her eyes.
Yeah. Definitely frustrated with that.
1 minute on the clock. She's coming out for it.
Please welcome back to
It
the
really is a
platform,
do or die
representing
situation.
Korea,
If she
Kim
misses,
Isul.
she doesn't get a total. If she makes it, she becomes a world medalist. What a terrifying position to be in. And once again, Tursunoy Jabborova is just sat in the back room. She knows that she is a world medalist if Kim Isul misses this. Probably rather be the athlete on the platform with the opportunity to make it rather than being that athlete sat in the back room watching on. Nothing you can do about it. It's a better pull, and she's up with it. And once again, a Korean lifter bombing out of the World Championships.
Oh, she is distraught.
She knows that a world medal was right in her grasps, and she can't get it, which means that Tursunoy Jabborova again becomes a world medalist.
Thank you. 136
Another medal going to Uzbekistan.
And to change,
see how much it meant to her.
You know, we spoke about this at the beginning of the session, that some of those times, those lifters that have made lifts 5 for 6 for Tursunoy Jabborova, and she is a world medalist right now.
Mongolia, first attempt, 138.
She's currently in first as of right now, but we do have 2 more athletes to open. This athlete, Munkhjantsan, did not make a snatch, but she's going to come out here and presumably try to get that clean and jerk medal.
I'd honestly be surprised. I think she's a very strong clean and jerker, but I don't think she's going to be able to out clean and jerk Solfrid Koanda today. Perhaps Eileen Cikamatana as well.
Yeah.
Solfrid has a 4 kilo lead over Eileen, so Eileen needs 5 kilos more in the clean and jerk. Opening attempt now for the current world champion. Very strong jerk.
So she's got a bronze in the clean and jerk. Well, she's got gold in the clean and jerk currently. Still 2 more athletes to open.
Looked like the clean posed a bit more trouble than we thought it would. We saw a hand clean 150 at the Asian Championships in the training hall.
Tellez here is the dark horse in the clean and jerk. She also did not make a snatch total.
But of course, she's looking for a medal in the clean and jerk. This 139 potentially could do it.
Yeah. 139 here. She's probably hoping that Munkhjantsan takes too big of a jump and is unsuccessful with her next two. She won't be the first. Well, she will be the first to make this 139.
That brings the barbell still at 139. Back to Colombia, third attempt, Janie Helles.
Her jerk was very sharp the last time, or last attempt. She seems ready for this lift.
This will be a 1 kilo personal best. She made 138 kilos at the Pan American Champs this year.
Oh, good clean. She's going to readjust the hands. Oh, just a touch too forward.
You know, she has such great footwork in the jerk, but at some point the bar just doesn't go high enough, and somewhere between 135 and 139 she crosses that mark. So it should be credited with 135 kilos in the clean jerk, which is still pretty solid for her.
First up at 140 kilograms, representing Australia.
Okay, this is where we're going to learn a lot. What shape is Eileen in the clean and jerk? She's 4 kilos back on Solfrid Koanda. If she hits this, she will of course move into the lead. And then if Solfrid hits her opener, she'll move back into the lead, and then we'll just see jumps back and forth between them. Eileen jumping 5 kilos on everything that Solfrid does. Solfrid presumably equal everything that Eileen does, maintaining the lead.
Very powerful clean.
Yep, that's a good lift there.
Yep.
Strong opener, 249 kilos in the total on her opening attempt. Moves Eileen into the lead. 8 kilos ahead of Tursunoy Jabborova. Solfrid now will come out for 140 kilos.
We go back to Munkhjantsan, Mongolia, second attempt.
Solfrid moves up to 141.
I can't think that Munkhjantsan is going to take this 140. She really has nothing to lose at this point. She's got the 138. I could see a much bigger attempt than 2 kilos here.
Yeah, she's guaranteed a clean and jerk medal. She can't medal in the total. She might as well go big.
Solfrid Koanda.
Yeah, so Koanda now with 141.
First attempt at 141.
She's going to try and create some more separation between her and Eileen.
That's going to force 6 kilo jumps from Eileen.
Ice packs on her neck here. I'm wondering if that's more of just a therapeutic measure to recover, or if there's an injury there, or irritation.
Extremely heavy to 142.
Wow. So Eileen's put in 145.
Okay.
Munkhjantsan has 42. Koanda 43.
143 now, please.
Yep, Koanda's coming out.
First attempt.
There's
Koanda.
Dave Sawyer giving her a few words of encouragement, motivation before she goes out. Teammate Eileen Anderson slapping the thighs. And her Norwegian coach with the ammonia. It's a full team effort to get Solfrid out to open here at 143 kilos. If she makes it, she moves into the lead.
I believe this ties her best internationally, correct?
Yeah, it does from the
143.
European Championships.
This is a huge opener. We'll see what kind of progress she's made in training.
This would put her at 256 kilos. 7 kilos ahead of Eileen. Eileen would need 148 to answer. Massive opening attempt here.
Wow. Very strong.
Oh, just drove it too far behind.
Definitely not the way she needed to start this.
No lift.
She's lost an attempt now, leaving herself exposed. Eileen has 145 still entered as her second.
Mongolia, 143.
Munkhjantsan now has a chance to capture that 43, being the first one to do it. Assuming Koanda's not as concerned with the clean and jerk medal as the total here.
No.
Munkhjantsan's going to take this 4-3.
If I was Team Solfrid Koanda right now, which I almost feel I am watching on, I would probably not be caring at all about anything that the Mongolian lifter does.
Nope.
She can't get a total, just ignore her,
Doesn't
focus
matter.
on Eileen.
Now her first 138 was a bit rough. See if she cleans it up here.
Oh, she's just up with it. Wow. She's got such a strong jerk. That is a massive clean and jerk from Munkhjantsan. She wasn't able to hit that at the Asian Championships this year. In fact, her best clean and jerk, as far as I can tell, 142 kilos, which she made at the Olympic Games. So that is a new personal best for the world champion. It's a shame about the snatch. She was clearly in shape today. Eileen also looking very good, but she's not going to be able to come out yet. It would be amazing if the 3-time junior world record holder was able to become world champion. But of course, Solfrid is going to try and make that impossible for her. If she missed her opener, if she gets this, she gets quite the lead over Eileen.
Yeah, she looked very capable of this, just a little bit too far back on the jerk.
Another great clean. And that is
very solid.
The jerk that she wanted. She may feel like she wasted an attempt, but she's on the board, and she currently has a massive lead over Eileen Cikamatana. Eileen is at 249 kilos. Solfrid is at 256. It's a 7-kilo lead, which means that Eileen needs 8 kilos more. Eileen will need 148 kilos. It's not a weight that she's unfamiliar with. She made 151 kilos a few years ago, the junior world record.
Cikamatana to follow.
We'll see here if Eileen takes this 145. She really doesn't need it.
She's guaranteed the silver in the total. You'd think at this point she's just going to play it out for the gold and go for 148.
Moves up, 145 now on the barbell. The second attempt, Eileen Cikamatana representing Australia.
So Eileen has now moved up again because Koanda's back on the board.
She's put the 148 on.
Yep.
Second attempt. She wants.
Now, what do you think, Max? What does Solfrid do? Does she try and get another attempt in at say 147, make the 148 from Eileen useless, or wait for Eileen and then try and take the same weight?
It's a really tough position. Eileen's got 2 lifts. Koanda's got 1.
Solfrid Koanda, the athlete, 145.
But if she makes 1 lift, it just makes it that much more impossible for Cikamatana.
146.
Nope. She's gone up.
Munkhjantsan, Mongolia, third attempt.
Solfrid has bumped to 146. That's going to pull out Munkhjantsan.
Yeah, I think they want her to buy them some time.
Yeah. So if Solfrid came out for 146, she'd get another 3 kilos. I'd put her at 259.
She moves up.
Eileen would need 260.
Norway, 146, third attempt.
Munkhjantsan's moved up here too to 47. We'll see. Does Koanda go for the conservative attempt, or does she want the last lift on the platform?
I would love to know at this point who's making this decision and what are they trying to work off. You don't see Solfrid in any conversation here about what she wants.
I think
looks like she's going to come out for this.
Yep.
147. But right now, it will be Munkhjantsan who comes out first.
She moves
Oh,
up.
Munkhjantsan's go up.
They're still
Tough fight
moving
in the
here.
back.
So Solfrid,
All
I
changes.
think it looks like it's going to come
Solfrid
out for this.
147, third attempt.
This is going to
Here
put her
representing Norway.
at
Let's give her a
260
hand.
kilos if she makes it. That's going to force
Solfrid Koanda de Noruega.
Eileen to go for 152 kilos, which would be a personal record. It would beat her own junior world record.
Yep.
So they're going to be forcing Eileen at least into unknown territory.
If there's anyone in the competition, though, whoa.
There's been a jury stop for some reason.
I think there potentially was some errors there as far as to who
should be
have
going
been
out.
called.
Did Munkhjantsan put the change in too late?
Yeah, perhaps the change was put in too late.
Maybe Munkhjantsan ought to be coming out first at 147.
I have not seen this before. It also is probably hurting Cikamatana the most because she's been waiting a long time, and this is just stretching that out even more.
I can see Munkhjantsan in the back is performing a lift with something. It looks like maybe
kilos.
just 70, yeah, 65, something like that.
Yeah.
Staying warm.
Yeah. Yeah, we just...
So we don't know exactly what happened there.
Confirmation of what's going
Thank
on.
you, jury. We may now continue. 147 on the bar, third attempt.
Nothing has
A
changed.
No.
Koanda.
Just a disciplinary
Norway.
action. Okay, so Solfrid Koanda now. This is a 4 kilo personal best. In the training hall, less than a week ago, Solfrid cleaned 147 kilos and she missed the jerk. The jerk was close, she locked it out, she took a few steps and eventually lost it out front. So that has to be in the back of her mind somewhere, but she's strong enough to make this.
If she makes this, she pushes Eileen
to 152.
to need to take a world record to beat her. If she misses, she leaves herself exposed.
Her best clean and jerk is 155 from a national competition. It's a strong clean. Absolutely.
She's got it.
Incredible. Solfrid Koanda.
Wow.
All new personal records in the snatch and the clean and jerk and the total, of
lift.
course. She celebrates with her teammate, Eileen Anderson. The coaches are thrilled for her. And she puts herself in a phenomenal position to try and become a world champion. Max, only one person can stop her, and this is the one person you don't want trying to stop you. Eileen Cikamatana will take a massive 12 kilo jump here, we'd have thought, to 152.
Wow,
she's going to go for the...
She probably wants that
gold
clean
in
and
the
jerk
clean and
gold
jerk, yeah.
first, then she's going to take an attempt at the world record.
Not the world
successful.
record.
The junior world record.
No, she's not a junior.
Oh,
It would be to beat
You're
her
right,
junior
her
world
junior.
record, yeah. But she'll take that third attempt, presumably for the gold.
Wow,
Too far forward.
Yeah. So at this point, she
No,
may
Cikamatana
bump up and try to
still
bring out
have
Munkhjantsan here at
Another attempt to
148.
come back and make that weight.
Of course, Munkhjantsan's still in this.
The athlete becomes
Simply for the clean and jerk medal.
Ankhtsetseg, Mongolia, third attempt.
I have a feeling Eileen was sitting in the back for so long.
148 todavía en la palanqueta y llamamos a la deportista de Mongolia.
Okay, so the 143 was already a 1 kilo personal best internationally
Para
for
Cikamatana.
Munkhjantsan. Now, is she the world champion up until the point that someone stands on the top of the podium? Do we still call her the world champion, or do we call...
I suppose so.
I suppose we can't yet call Solfrid or Eileen the world champion because the battle's still ongoing. So the world champion comes out for the lead in the clean and jerk.
Wow.
A massive pull.
She gets up.
This is huge.
Not there today.
Not there.
She's still in silver in the clean and jerk.
Incredible effort from her today.
143.
And at least we know that even if she had made her snatches, she would not have been able to beat Solfrid Koanda's total of 260. Solfrid with a bigger
One more attempt
snatch
remaining.
and clean and jerk. Now what does
148
Eileen
kilograms
do?
on the bar.
Does she
1
go
minute on
for the clean and
clock.
jerk gold
Third attempt.
or the total
Representing
gold?
Australia, Eileen Cikamatana.
I really don't know. Having spoken to a coach, their main thing is just building the total rather than going for gold medals at this point. They're still focused on Paris. It looks like she's just going for building the total. She will end up with the clean and jerk gold, but not the gold if she makes this, which means that Norway has a world champion in Solfrid Koanda. Three kilos under her junior world record. It's too far forward again.
Yep.
So a disappointing
No
competition
lift,
for
but one medal
Eileen.
for her today.
Unfortunately,
This
she's going to
concludes
wrap this
lifting
up with a
portion of the
109
women's
kilo
87
snatch and a
kilogram
140
Group
kilo
A.
clean and jerk.
Please remain
She
in your
will
seat.
still
The victory
get, though,
ceremony
the
for this category will occur in
bronze
just
in the
after
snatch, the
finals.
bronze in the clean and jerk, the silver in the total, but the gold medal, finally, to Norway. Solfrid Koanda wins the snatch, wins the clean and jerk, is the world champion. 113, 147, all new personal records. And Max, how nice does 260 kilos sound for a total?
Yeah, that's amazing. Such an improvement from what we saw her doing just in May this year at the Europeans.
Yeah, such a strong lifter, and now she's going to have to decide at some point, do I stay here or do I move to 81 or plus 87 to get into an Olympic category, because she cannot compete as an 87 at the Olympics. It's going to be tough to drop down, but it's going to be potentially even harder to compete with some of these super heavies that we're going to be seeing tomorrow. The gold medal then to Solfrid Koanda, the silver to Eileen Cikamatana, and the bronze medal, by the skin of her teeth, 19 kilos below the gold medalist, Tursunoy Jabborova from Uzbekistan. The runner-up, I believe, is going to be Hripsime from Armenia at 238 kilos. We had 3 athletes bombing out in this session, or maybe 4 athletes bombing out. Moreno, Tian Kiasen, Kim Iseul, and Lo Ying Yuan. So a bit of a bloodbath of a session there, but a great ending to the women's 87s. We'll be back tomorrow for the women's plus 87s and the men's 109. We'll see you there.